In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to build your very own AI assistant, an AI agent that can literally automate parts of your life or your business. And the best part, you won't have to write a single line of code.
I mean, just think about that for a second. What if you could hire a virtual employee who works around the clock, never gets tired, never asks for a salary, and just gets the job done? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right?
Well, it's not. That's the power of an AI agent, and it's something you can start building today. Honestly, the demand for these skills is exploding, and it's opening up massive opportunities for pretty much everyone, from freelancers to business owners.
So to really get what makes these AI agents such a big deal, we first need to understand how they're different from the kind of automation we're probably all used to. Okay, here's the absolute best analogy I've heard for this. Think of standard automation as a city bus. It follows a fixed, rigid route. Same stops, same path, every single day, no exceptions. An AI agent, on the other hand, is like a taxi. It knows where you want to go, but it uses its intelligence to figure out the best way to get there right now, dodging traffic, avoiding roadblocks, and adapting on the fly.
Let's dig into that city bus flow for a second. Traditional automation is super straightforward. Something happens, that's your trigger, like getting a new email. That kicks off a fixed action that you already set up, like sending a generic "I'm on vacation" reply. The result is always, and I mean always, the exact same. It's a system of doing, not thinking. Now, let's compare that to the AI agent. The flow starts with a similar trigger. Maybe a new order comes in on your e-commerce site. But step 2, this is where the magic happens. We have the AI action. This is the brain. The agent actually thinks. It looks at the order and decides, okay, is this a shirt or a watch? And based on that decision, it produces a dynamic result, like sending the order to the right department. See the difference? It's not just doing, it's deciding.
So the big question is, how can you, someone who isn't a coder, get your hands on this kind of power? Well, you don't need a fancy computer science degree, you just need the right tool. Let's take a look.
The tool we're going to be talking about is called N8N. The easiest way to think of it is like digital Legos for your apps and services. It lets you connect all the different tools you use and build these intelligent agents with a really simple visual drag-and-drop canvas.
And what that really means for you is that the barrier to entry is just gone. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need a technical background at all. All you really need is a problem you want to solve and, a little bit of curiosity to build the solution.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's get our hands dirty, at least conceptually, and walk through how you'd actually build a real-world agent. We'll use an inventory manager for a bookstore as our example.
So every AI agent, no matter how complex, is built from these 4 fundamental blocks. First, you've got the trigger, which is just the starting point. Could be as simple as a chat message. Then you have the brain, which is an AI model like ChatGPT that does all the thinking. You also need a memory, so the agent can actually remember what you talked about. And finally, you have the tool, which is the app it's going to interact with, like a Google Sheet where all your data lives.
Okay, let's go back to our bookstore owner. They're constantly checking stock, updating numbers. It's a pain. Instead of opening up a spreadsheet 100 times a day, they can now just talk to their agent. And remember, this same logic works for any kind of inventory. Medical supplies, phone parts, you name it.
So the owner just opens up a chat and types this. Just plain, simple English. This is our trigger. No special codes, no weird commands, just a normal question.
And boom, instantly, the agent's brain, that AI model, kicks in. It totally understands the question, it uses its tool to go look at the Google Sheet, finds the row for the founder book, reads the quantity, and just replies with the answer. All of that in a couple of seconds. But just reading data is only half the battle, right? Now, let's say a new shipment comes in. The owner types this. Notice the change here. They're not just asking for info anymore, they're telling the agent to do something.
And just like that, the agent uses its tool to go back into that spreadsheet and write the new information, updating the quantity to 100. The owner never had to open the file, find the right cell, or type in a single number. The agent did the whole thing. That's the real power here.
So we just walked through a simple but super powerful inventory agent. But that's just one example. The real question is, once you have these fundamental building blocks, what are you going to create? And this is where it gets really fun and creative. You could build an agent that watches your website and sends you a text if it ever goes down. Or maybe one that pulls live cricket scores and sends them right to your WhatsApp group.
You could build an entire customer service bot, manage inventory for any kind of business. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Your imagination is the only real limit.
The most important thing to take away from this is that you now have the blueprint. You understand the trigger, the brain, the memory, and the tools. You have the fundamental building blocks. So the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?